Like, fuck. Liz Truss can't go anyway because you're not allowed dogs on the road, are you?
Get you. Meow.
She is a fucking nutbag. She always just puts her foot in it.
I don't know her. I don't know her really. What was she doing
That's
before?
I think she was leader of the house once, wasn't she, Liz Truss? For a while before old Reese or old Moggy. They just keep Mog in a cupboard. Someone said, "Do you think he'll get fired?" They don't even know he works there anymore.
Yeah. What's Mog's gig right now?
He's leader of the house.
He needs a big role. He's a top shagger as well.
Such a dick. I could. If there was no one about, I'd just kick him to death for a laugh. Such a knobhead.
He's fine. What's up with you?
Oh, you've got to hate Catholics. It's the law. If they actually believe it.
That's a great start, isn't it? We've just gone on the mic. You've got to hate Catholics.
I'll stand by it as well.
I went the other way. I married one. It's a lot easier.
I was spawned by a Methodist. You get that when they christen you, they hold you above the water. They pin you down.
Them Catholics.
Yeah, it's true. Well, apart from a bit touchy-feely, it's been known.
Well, that's outrageous, slur, John. She's second in a minute.
I stand by that as well.
Well,
they allow the chat. I was here on my own. Not one bastard wrote. I wrote boobs in the chat. No one was there.
Oh, that's right. There's chat. There's other people here.
Yeah.
I completely.
Can they hear us though?
Oh, I don't.
Tell us some people that are in chat, John.
I will do. Johan's there. John Knott's there. God, good to see John Knott back. Patrick Pyle,
Johnny.
Dean Feeney, Dion, Stuart Drummond, Andy Fairchild, Benzel's in.
Benzel.
Christopher Morrow, James Hall. He's James Hall 1. This is James Hall's clone that he made out of brass. Mark Hawes is in. Saying I put a dampener on his beer selection. I did. St. Peter's, which is a local beer. It's not good.
Oh, well.
Well, they do, but you'd like it. They do good porters and rubies, but they don't do good IPAs. That is not it.
No. Excellent. Well, what an all-star chat we have this evening.
It really is.
Can they hear us?
No idea. Russell Blair's popped in. He's obviously keeping up the Scotch end.
Subtitles are turned on for Mick.
Oh no, that's top chat, live chat, isn't it? Yeah, got it. Boom, done.
Perfection.
Top chat, live chat. Be good if your top chat was just people you didn't think were a knob.
Yeah, they can hear us. Let's roll the intro.
Go. I'm
Welcome to the new Ohm Show Chapter 75
on YouTube, not Facebook.
Yes, the long-awaited 75th chapter of the Ohm Show, back with a bang. Very special, high-profile celebrity vape influencer Mark Todd, TJ, and Mark's here as well. Yeah, from MT Essentials. We'll talk about that later. See how that's getting along. No, MT Essentials.
Right, you're selling something. I forgot why I was here.
But the Essentials thing's interesting, isn't it? Because Essentials, usually like at a supermarket, it's toilet roll.
It's the budget.
Toilet roll, bread.
Yeah. It's
underpants.
We want to go for MT Best Buys, but we didn't. It was
own brand.
MT Poundwold.
empty value, but yeah.
Just do stripes.
Have you brought your essentials? Well, I've got a billet bridge.
Yeah.
But you don't have a billet box. It's essential. No, it's good. It's a great name. And welcome to the show. John's here as well. John from the internet and most other places.
Just that Nick TikTok, you know.
Yeah, he's all over the gaff, like shit in a field.
I have a question. Is Stuart Drummond sober, or has he started drunk?
Give it.
I don't know. We'll find out shortly.
Yeah. Well, thank you to everyone in chat for coming, in spite of a long absence. I was really poorly last week.
You were really poorly.
The old touch of the old COVID.
We had a touch of the old COVID.
Last week, badly. That's it. Oh, it was bad. I can see what all the fuss is about.
You did a thing. You did a typical man thing as well, because you didn't actually tell us to say anything till Wednesday. You were like, you were kind of trying to sort of die hard it, and you went, to be honest, I can't fucking breathe.
Yeah, it was getting worse and worse. It wasn't noteworthy on Monday, and then
it just felt bad for you. And then you're so sweet, because in the message to me, you're like, really, really sorry. You can't breathe. It's fine. No apology.
it's quite scary actually. If I hadn't have had the jab, I don't know how bad it'd have been. Really bad, I think.
I know. I've got a couple of mates at my age who've had the jab and they've caught it, and they've gone down like shit with this version. And I just think if you hadn't have been jabbed, I reckon you would be on. I think you'd be in hospital.
Yeah, I think I would.
You all jabbed up, Mark?
Well, I'm not old enough to get both my jabs yet, so.
You're old enough to have both, just not triple. Rick's getting his new one next week.
Oh no, I'm old enough to get my triple.
Oh, are you? All right.
Yes.
Oh, so you haven't had your booster yet?
No, not yet.
The
No.
stats on the boosters are amazing as well.
Yeah, really good.
9 times more effective with a booster on top. Yeah, so that was COVID. I got COVID, but I'm all right now. Although my voice might pack up as we go along, but we'll see. Yeah.
Have you got
Mark's
any
here, John's
American?
here.
John's got you covered on that one. You're okay.
Yeah. I can keep dumb. People
I
won't
could do
know.
that. I could do about 5 people.
Yeah.
Can't
So
speak.
that's
Don't
fine.
worry. 5 is the.
Yeah. So that's that. Let's just crack on. We've got all the usual stuff. We've got Master Vapor.
Oh shit! I didn't get that
We've
news.
got news, new stuff, world news, all everything you've come to expect from the show.
Squonking. Will there be squonking?
So we did a little bit squonking. There will actually be a little bit of squonking later on. There's some new stuff in that arena. So there'll be a little bit of squonking and some stuff later on. So that's all good. John, what are you vaping on, and what are you drinking on?
I am vaping on the billet box. Got a reprisal for, I don't even know. You put stuff down, you retire it. I don't really know why. So it's back in action with the EVL Alien here, and it's got my lovely face on the button as well. It's pretty good. Well, not my face, my hair, I suppose. An outline. Inside it, I had one bottle I found I was doing stock take the other day of DB's Envy, which is like a twister lolly. And I made that 25 milligram nix up so I could lunk at it. Obviously, you don't want it too high, so I thought 25 about right. And that's pretty badass. And then I've got 50 milligram, obviously, lemon crack in the dwarf on the. I do it in many different ways, as Mark knows, on the mix. You know what I realised the other day? I've never put this in 350 mode ever.
No, what's the point?
Yeah, I've just never bothered. I've never even taken those bits out of the box. I don't know. Because when I first saw it, I thought this kind of pushed down, like there was like some gizmo, and it went. And when I found out you had to actually take it apart, I was like, "Fuck it, I don't care that much."
If you need tools to do something, then
I don't want to do it. Yeah, it exists. Probably never done it. Don't know where the box is. They're in there. Yeah, I've got that. Drink wise, it's kind of sneaky. I have an American Pale Ale by Marks and Spencer's. You're like, what? Generic brand? Bang! No, Vocation are working with them.
Yeah, there's a lot of that going on at the moment.
Yeah, and it's okay. They're kind of, what I would say is if you're a Vocation fan, it tastes like a Vocation beer, but it's not quite as complex. But it is as medium dry. What a fucking idiot I am. So it's not slightly sweet. Some of them, there's a lot of like medium-y beers out at the moment, so I don't really like. Yeah, it's 5.5 rather than the Life and Death 6.7. It's quite nice. A fruity IPA. Mark, I forgot your name. What are you vaping? What are you drinking?
you can call me Al.
I always do. I do normally from behind.
Do you want the do you want the what am I vaping, or do you want the I'm a reviewer. This is what I'm vaping.
Whatever.
Either or, whatever floats your
Yeah.
boat.
Yeah.
Drinking. I'm drinking pishy, white, milky
Coffee.
stuff that would offend you greatly.
Yeah, it really would.
It would, yes.
I like the fact, but I can't stand those fucking people who say I don't drink coffee after 4 o'clock. Why not?
Oh no, I know you're going to be doing the news soon, so
You need it.
I needed something.
John, that's really silly though.
What is?
You drink coffee after 4 o'clock, and you're poo-pooing people that don't. Yet you have a sleeping problem.
Because it doesn't make any difference if I do or don't.
Does it?
I found out
You've got a sleeping issue, and you're continuing your caffeine intake
No,
into
I
the
don't.
evening.
I said I would. I haven't had a coffee after 4 p.m. for about 6 months. It doesn't make any difference.
So you're one of the people that you've grown to despise.
No, because I don't do it on purpose. It just doesn't come up. But I still won't
because of the liquor.
Sleep until 3 a.m. Yeah, fall asleep shit-faced is probably a better idea. Well, anyway, Mum, let the man talk.
Swiftly on the vaping front, I'll go through this very quickly. Oxfam new tank Arbiter 2. This is another dual coil bubble tanks must die type thing.
Is it a big change from the one?
Yeah, the deck it's still good. I mean, the Arbiter, both of them, they're actually quite good. And this is, whilst not my vaping style, is it's well screwed together. I mean, I'm vaping it at 60 watts on a 0.17 joule ohm build, but you do need a lot of power to get any flavour out of it.
Right. Yeah. Well, that's
Usual kind of stuff, which you know.
They do have a lower wattage one though, don't they?
Yes, they do.
Solo or something.
Yes, that was the one before this, I do believe. Can't remember. On other things, I have there's another one that's coming out very soon, which is the Echo by Umbrella Mods. It's a little 22mm single coil.
That's got a very familiar look to it.
And it's made, it's white peak. You get a white peak version and a black peak.
Wow.
And a black peak version.
It looks a little bit Mark Bugsy or something.
Yes, I can see that. It's very pretty.
Yeah.
It's very, and it's going to be cheapish, mid-range budget type thing.
Yep.
And it comes with all the ear pins that you'll need and so on and so forth. So, review for that very soon.
That sounds good.
Enjoying it. The only thing I'm not sure of is that it's a metal deck, and the chimney and the bell cap are peak as well, and you're screwing into peak with stainless steel,
Right.
which is all a bit of a
It'll
blow.
either work really well or it won't.
Yeah. Also, vaping with this just came back in. This is the Typhoon GT1.
Oh, I haven't seen this.
And that's obviously Tippy Mods on there.
They're calling it GT1.
Yes.
There's
You get the Typhoon GT.
Eh?
That's the first high-end tank I've had, I think, the GT. And then the GT1.
Hang on, it's written on it.
So the next is going to be the GT0.
It's basically, it looks very much as at the GTR, but it's stripped down. There's no juice flow control. It's a bottom fill. You have to take the tank off.
Wow.
That sounds like the original.
But
So is it their attempt at kind of a K-Fun light? You know,
Or
like
is it?
could well be, but it's only €99. I mean, their tanks are normally a lot more expensive.
right.
So is it
maybe-
the same, though? Two-post design with the chimney with the hole in the side?
Yeah, it's very big.
So, like, basically back to where they were, really. I mean, it was a really popular tank. I mean, I got one. I'll admit, before I was part of the Vape Kit, I bought it on UKV, and then I sold it on UKV for what I bought it for 8 months later.
Yeah.
So I didn't know that wasn't okay. Shouldn't really do that.
Yeah.
I didn't.
I have
This
the
is
GS
a
as well.
redesigned because the prototype that I had before that was going to market, they decided to change a few things, which all for the better. It's a really nice vape.
It's got to be. The original was made for silica, wasn't it, when it first came out?
Yeah.
Because I remember, and then there was lots of tricks like you could, if you're insane, you can make a mesh wick.
I really like these simplified versions. The K from 21, it's just great. You know, you have to take the base off. Who cares? It's a bloody the less moving parts in a tank is better.
All you want when you're over sort of 70, 80 quid, I always think what you want is just to be able to fill it and vape it until it's gone, and then fill it up again when it's finished. I don't want to fuck about with it. I don't want to twist anything and move one bit and not move the other. I just think that makes sense.
Yeah, but that's why the dwarf works so well.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's why it has the following it has.
Yeah, that's why I pick it up every day. I changed the wick on it a couple of months ago, so that's good.
The last three things very quickly. Box with the BP Pioneer inside.
Oh yeah,
Nice.
Which is for £55 is a Billy bargain. It's really good. It is very good. It's annoyingly and sickeningly very, very good. Mainly because it's coming out at the same time as this piece of shit. Anyway, this
I really like it.
it's tricky, isn't it? That's tricky.
Yeah. So yeah,
Completely trash it. Say it's rubbish.
I really didn't want to review it. The review's coming out tomorrow. I didn't want to review it until after my own product came out as such, but that would have been a shit move. And the last thing I'm vaping on is the Hellfire Moab.
Very
nice. It's very pretty, isn't it?
It's not. It's not. Well, no, it is, but this is the engraved one.
Right.
So when you buy the engraved one, it doesn't come with an engraved tank.
Oh, right.
And if you spend another £50 to get the engraved tank, the engraving doesn't match up with the engraving.
Oh,
It
that's
doesn't line up.
No, you're not for 50. That's not good enough.
But it's a really good mod.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, they always are.
What they've done with the tank, the juice capacity is top notch. I'll tip my hat to them for that.
So what's the juice capacity on that?
About 8.5 mil, I think.
Fuck it up. Yeah, that's massive.
And it's slightly smaller than a billet box. So yeah,
Good to see Darren still put stuff out. That's a shame with they didn't.
I still
match
like
up
it.
for
What's
50
wrong with
quid.
it just being see-through that section?
It depends if you paid for it.
Literally, I'd be happy with a Perspex door on that, just to avoid the whole matchy or not matchy, blank versus engraved. Just see-through panel. A see-through panel would be perfect.
I mean that's the thing. I mean it's all the aesthetics. It's all personal. You know, it's a very personal thing.
It's what are they? 60, 65 quid now?
£50 for the tanks.
No, the whole thing.
Oh, for the whole thing. Yeah, this one I got it from Vapor Bay was 500.
Yeah, that's why it should match.
But it's
I get it. Yeah, it's an oversight.
I should drop in the ocean now, isn't it? When you've got the stuff Mark's got going on.
Oh fuck yeah, he eats gold. That's what I heard.
it's all true. Anyway, young Richard, what is one drinking and what is one
Okay,
vaping?
yep. Got
Don't
a
ask
little-
what he's drinking. No
got a
one
little
cares.
American beverage. It's an American
Campari.
AB alcoholic beverage. It's the king of beers, the actual king of beers.
Such a knob. I actually think that Mrs. Richard was like sometimes with you,
Budweiser.
and you're picking up some beers, and she goes, "Why are you buying those?" And you go, "To annoy John." And then just put them in the basket.
No, I just go cheapest. Bang.
You're right, mate. You're
That's,
right.
that's the Yorkshire man in you. Skull, 3 for a quid. Yes,
You can't get
please.
Skull because it's only 2%.
Was it?
Not many.
It's still a thing.
Not many people know that. Skull is 2%.
Oh, God, my God.
fuck? You'd have to mainline it. How did people get drunk on it back in the day?
It must have been just psychosomatic.
How many cans have you had? It's 48. Yeah, fair enough. Fucking hell.
Hagrid? No, that's fucking
Harry Potter.
What was the Viking that went with Skull?
Oh, yeah, I think you might be right. It might be Hagrid.
Well, skull means cheers, doesn't it, in Viking?
Viking.
There was a little cartoon strip that used to associate with the. There'll be somebody.
I think you're right. I think it's Hagrid. I think you might be right.
My granddad used to let me drink skull when I was 12, and now I know why.
Was it Hagar?
Ooh,
I think.
Someone in chat might bail us out.
I think it's Hagar. I think it is.
Mick Blizzard's in there. He's really old. He'll know it. Oh, Stuart Drummond.
Hagar the Horrible.
God.
Stuart.
Hagar
He's
the
not
Horrible.
drunk enough yet.
Yeah.
Where's Hagar? Yes.
Oh, Ben's
You
will
don't know,
as well.
Stuart, but I beat you to it. You will know now. So.
Yeah, Budweiser can't have skull because it's not strong enough.
So what else?
Oh, we're on Skull. How about that? What was that? No, that was
Harp.
Harp. That was all the shit beers coming.
All
back
the shit
in.
beers. Do you know? I still remember being in a pub
Triple
there
X.
and thinking there was any different. I remember. Do you remember when Carling Premier came out? It was about 1996, and I remember going to the pub and saying, "Have a pint of Carling Premier." Like they were going, "Oh, big boy, 3p more that." Oh yeah, I'm not messing about. I'm 16.
Did you go in with
I
a
know my
tux?
beer. We all used to drink in the
Premier.
same pub. We were all like 16, and we used to drink everyone used to drink in the same pub. And well, by the time we got to 18, and it was like, I remember my dad being like, "Oh, first time in a pub, yeah, all right, Dad."
Yeah,
Ooh, amazing.
I watched this little thing on Viking beer. You know, they're famous for drinking beer, aren't they, all the time? So there's this little documentary where they reproduced to their exact making methods the beer that they used to drink, or the mead, or I don't know.
Yeah.
And they tested its alcoholic percentage. It was not 0.75.
Yeah, I was going to say it'd be nothing.
But it needed to be nothing because that's what they drank. It was cleaner than the water.
Yeah.
So
And you could travel because you could basically take a barrel of it. You couldn't if you took a barrel of water, it would have gone.
you'd have it with your breakfast, you'd have it lunch, you'd have it in the evening. The kids would have it. Not as much, but they would have it. So it was.
You could buy mead.
Wheat. Had to be
You
wheat.
could buy mead now, can't you? There's all these people who make it in their shed. I'm good. I'm not drinking that.
So that's
What you
we
vaping? What you vaping?
Yeah. This is a crown for on top of Matt Cully's guar or whatever it was. Found a bad one of these. Apple. Look ran out. Mango was excellent. Watermelon.
Is it like a bit like apple air freshener? Is what I'm imagining.
Apple was okay. It's just like
Air freshener.
Sif.
Mm.
Yeah.
Apple sif.
Or
I
shower
actually had
gel.
We used up so much antibacterial spray during the first lockdown COVID thing. I realised there was a point then both me and my wife had COVID but didn't know, and we were there cleaning the shop in with like apple spray. Like if you can back away from that 6 months later, that's quite funny. The two of us going, "Don't want to get COVID," and we both actually fucking infected to fuck. And I banned it from the house because 6 months of everything smelling of antiseptic apple. I was like, yeah, that's enough of that shit. Sorry, Richard.
Yes, no, so that's that. K-Phone, like I've shown you before, with a mix. Still think this is a cracking little setup. One of yours in there.
Are you still getting random shit sent on?
No, not really, no.
No, stop now.
The last thing was this little Lost Vape thing.
Ooh.
Oh, the Ursa Mini, whatever my
which is not bad, actually. It's pretty good. But I didn't even do an Instagram thing for it or a social post for it because then it's sort of like, I wanted to sort of be quite firm with it to avoid that. And then last but not least, the Screamer on the Drag 3, and that's still got that mango in. Fantasy. So that's actually what I'm vaping this evening. John, the
Very
actual
funky.
news of the world. Cabinet reshuffle. Are you excited?
Is it when all the whole deck of cards?
What's
is,
triggered this?
They think it's Rob basically triggered it. That we missed 3 reshuffles. So there was going to be a reshuffle in the 2000 end of 2019, sorry, 220 January, and what stopped it was Priti Patel did something amazingly dumb, and they couldn't do it because they didn't want to shuffle her. They didn't want it to make it like it was her fault. And then there was going to be another reshuffle at the end of summer, and that was just when Gavin Williamson had decided to starve children, and they didn't want it to look like a bollocking. So I actually think what's triggered it is none of them fucking up for a week.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I think that's what actually happened.
So it's pretty kept her job then.
Yeah.
Right.
They reconfirmed pretty last. Rob's now deputy leader, and what the fuck else is he? Some culture secretary or something like that? No, he's not. He's
he is a culture vulture.
Prisons, isn't he? And shit. Justice secretary.
He looks like he should be in prison.
Just for that, I mean, I've got a 5 head.
Shifty eyes.
That man's got a 9, easy.
He's straight talker though.
And he does karate, is what they said.
Yeah, I don't think he should be allowed to do karate.
He's a black belt in karate.
He shouldn't be allowed to own a gun or do karate.
They did say today that when he walked in to number 10, the offer on the table was going to be Justice Secretary, but not Deputy. But when he came out, he had Deputy. So I imagine Boris kind of went, I want to make you Justice Secretary. And then he just went into crane kick, and he was like, whoa, okay. Deputy as well, deputy leader. So that's exciting.
That's that. Have you seen? And this is drag Mark back into the mix here. Have you seen the trailer for Matrix 4?
Yes.
You're both film those. I gave up after Matrix 1. I was like, yeah.
Yeah, well, that was a wise choice. But
That
Matrix
was the
4
best
looks
time
amazing.
to give it up.
Yeah, but the fourth one looks absolutely incredible.
Thank.
I thought the trailer looked amazing. Yeah.
I don't know. I've got goosebumps and I feel nauseous at the same time.
It's Keanu. Did Keanu stay for them all or not? I don't know.
Yes. Do you know what? He was paid for 4 films.
Oh, right, okay.
He was contracted and paid for 4 films. They just didn't make the 4.
He is one of the. Do you know what? I think he's not a great actor. I mean, that's understating it. But he does seem like
he plays to his talent. He plays to his talent, though.
He seems like a genuinely nice person, though. Which I can't dislike him.
You should read his real life backstory.
Yeah, I know lots about his sister dying and stuff like that. He does seem like just a decent person. I still like Bill and Ted, classic films.
They did a new one of those, didn't they?
That was shit.
They did, yeah.
That was past shit. I mean, saying that was a cash in.
I thought
it's ridiculous.
Well, the trailer shows him taking the blue pills, doesn't it? That's how it kind of like justifies what he's been doing, not in the Matrix. I think that's really clever for a start, in a way.
Yeah.
I thought it looked quite good. The Lawrence Fishburne thing's a bit because he point blank refused, didn't he?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I just like the fact that he's just gone, fuck it, I'm John Wick now. It doesn't matter what film I'm in, I'm John Wick.
Yeah. Yeah. The third one was utterly abysmal. Really.
Which one was the last time you watched it, though?
Oh, well, since a year after it came out. Something like that.
Yeah, I was the same, but I watched when they hit Netflix, and I watched all 3 back to back for the first time since I went to see them at the pictures. And it's actually aged. It's better than I remember.
What was 3? Was that Reloaded? Was 3 Reloaded?
Revelation.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't see. I
thought the second one was fine when everyone was panning it. It was never going to be what it was before because, like
mid-90s, wasn't it? This is the longest fucking sequence of films ever, isn't it? Matrix, when was that? First Matrix?
Oh no, because they come back and back, don't they?
99. Fuck.
There's loads of films that have done that.
But for 30, yeah, but with the same.
Oh, was it 1991? No, it was 99, 2000.
Yeah,
First
99. Yeah, 99.
99, 2000.
That's amazing.
Yeah. I forgot what I was going to say.
Sorry.
That's okay. Yeah, I just think it could be all right. I thought the second one was fine.
99.
Everyone panned the second one. I thought the second one was fine. Because like once he can fly, the film has to go a certain way. So like everyone raved about Batman Begins with Christian Bale because they could do the backstory and make it all classy and edgy. But ultimately, he's going to have to wear a batsuit and punch a clown in the face. It has to get to that point. And so, the second one and the third one are always going to be a bit silly compared to a very classy backstory done. So I thought it was always going to go that way. So I thought the second was fine.
My life is so simple. As soon as somebody goes, "There's a new film out," and I go, "What is it?" And they go, "It's this." And I go, "Is it comic book?" And they go, "Yeah." And I go, "Nah." And that's the end. I'll never see it. I'll never see.
Yeah, but this
any
isn't a
Batman.
comic book, is it? Really?
No, Matrix isn't. But I just meant we talk about like a new Batman, or I mean, because I've never seen them.
New.
Every time I fucking blink, there's a different Spider-Man in that suit. There's a different blah blah Spider-Man.
Oh, the next Spider-Man's got them all in. Have you heard about that?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
that's amazing.
I didn't even watch the one with Tobey Maguire. Was it?
It's kind of steering into the skid a bit, isn't it?
Yeah, you might as well. Once you've done,
they made 3 different
Spider
trilogies in 12 years.
Yeah, fuck it, do another spider penis. Who cares? Just get them all out. I'm not bothered.
Actual vape news, John. What's been going on?
Yes. I don't know if you saw. I did chat. It's recent to do with the change second link. By the way.
Yep, don't worry.
Okay, this is from NPR.org. The FDA postpones long-awaited decision on Juul's vaping products. The Food and Drug Administration has said it has ruled on whether some electronic cigarettes can remain in the market, but it is also delaying action on products made by Juul, which account for 40% of the e-cigarette market. That's quite a difficult one to make a decision on. The FDA said Thursday it has issued marketing denial orders for more than 946,000 flavoured vaping products because their applications lack sufficient evidence that they have a benefit to adult smokers sufficient to overcome the public health threat posed by the well-documented alarming levels of youth using such products. 946,000, bless you, Mark. Don't you join in. The decision encompassed 93% of applications companies submitted for the approval. But Juul, the largest vape company, was not included in Thursday's action. I think it's quite... What the fuck do you do? Like if we were... That's a colossal, a huge amount of things.
Yeah, but it is under separate investigation, isn't it?
Yes. Oh, not Juul now, just the refusal of 946,000 products. Their applications have been knocked back.
Yeah, but they don't like vaping.
But, I mean, it was seen coming. The suppliers I use in the US have opened new companies that happen to be called, Jeff's Flavors and happen to be selling flavour shots. But they have to be a totally separate company. You can't sell them any other way. I think it's a disgrace.
But if I told you Australia has turned away 970,000 immigrants, you wouldn't be surprised because they don't like immigrants, do they?
But why bother with the application process? What fucking stupid, people wasting people's time.
Oh, you mean it's a bit of a farce?
It is it's literally just for the point of
Some have made it through, haven't they, though?
It's the flavour is the problem. They're really going for flavours, aren't they? Who's in chat?
I saw a thing that said someone had gone through. Anyway, yeah.
Yeah. So definitely things have gone through approval. Things that were vaping products like atomizers or whatever else have gone through, but flavoured e-liquids. It's just bollocks. This is such a load of shit.
I haven't been keeping up with it really.
But the stuff we used to. Mark, how long have you been vaping?
Even 12, if they let it 13? Through, you can't ship it, you can't sell it, you can't buy it.
9, did you say, Mark?
Yeah.
When we first started vaping, I remember talking to people and saying that people would say, "Oh, there's something in that." I used to smoke 20 Benson Hedges a day, or 20 drum rollies with no filter. There's nothing you can put in that liquid that is going to do fuck all. Like I don't have to worry about it. I remember when people were when cotton first became a thing. We were talking about this a couple of weeks ago. Mark, you built a cave farm with cotton. And I was like, the guy's fucking mental. We know you've got to use silica. He did it, and then I went out and bought some organic cotton balls from.
That was in the past when you used to be a
Boots.
cockney.
Yeah.
And I remember that.
And I remember watching people washing cotton in the sink with a bit of wash powder and rinsing it, then hanging it up. They were like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "I'm fucking not doing that," and just rebuilding atomizers with it out of the cotton because I used to smoke. I don't give a shit. I didn't care. We make everything a lot safer now, but liquids used to be blue and green and purple and red and pink. No one gave a fuck.
I think I've said to you before. Remember the spheroid?
Yeah. Filler for.
Yeah, I remember having none of that and going under the kitchen cabinet and getting a Brillo pad, the green and the sponge side, and cutting up the sponge and putting it in the spheroid to soak up the juice. He didn't give a fuck. Well, it's got to be better than smoking.
You probably did more damage to that cotton washing it. Do you know what I mean?
And there's a level, isn't there?
Because it's lost some of its elasticity in terms of wicking, soaking up.
But I remember buying like resin, like weed, when I was in like mates and stuff, buying weed off people whose mate's brother's cousin Jeff got some. And when I found out what the fuck that was made of 20 years later, I wasn't going, oh my God. It's like petrol, paraffin, mustard, piss from a tramp. It's all glued together to make a block of weed. No one cared. Didn't matter. And I've done that. So a bit of unwashed cottons. Not going to do shit. Anyway, that's America. It's worth putting on the screen, actually, if we're talking America, to put up the graphic. They've come up with a tax system.
Now you're talking.
Thanks. This is for the US. Mark Hawes, who's in chat, he posted this on the group yesterday. And they've got a table of like, and you can work out what you normally vape and how much it costs you in tax. So if you 12 milligram at 10 mil, you'd have to add $6.67 tax on 10 mil.
So they're doing it on Nick. And this is proposed or happening?
Proposed. Or? This is the actual proposal that's gone to the
in America.
Yeah,
but you can't buy it for love and money over there now.
What, Nick?
Anything?
Well, if you can, you're going to have to pay more for it. So 100 mil.
Oh, you can still go in a vape shop, can't you?
Yeah, 120 milliliters, of 12 milligram will cost you $80 in tax.
Right. So they've doubled the cost. I'm just looking at this graph now that's on screen.
Yeah.
They've doubled the cost of a bottle, haven't they?
More than double. That's 2/3 more expensive.
In America, I bet you can get a 3mg 60 mil for $10.
Yeah, easy.
And they've added $10 tax to it.
Oh yeah, if you're 3, yeah.
There
is that.
Sorry, John. What's because I'll. This sounds terrible, but I don't pay any attention to what's going on in America.
No.
No, I don't.
They can still buy in brick and mortar stores, but the whole online thing is just shafted. It's totally blown out the water.
They can't ship it to the shop either.
Yeah,
so you can't get flavoured anything, even in the shop, because you can't ship it to the shop.
Online is dead because there's no way of getting it from the web shop to your house.
Yeah, because they thought of doing it. The idea was they moved too slowly, but I do totally get this. They had an idea where if all the vape shops network and you just get it shipped to your local, because business to business initially was fine, so you could get it shipped to your local vape shop, and then like a drop, you can't pick it up from there. There's like a drop-off point, so you can get your favourite liquid shipped to your local shop and pick it up there. Well, then because the way their politics works and I don't, they just added an addendum. They were like, oh, fuck off. Like when we were watching the TPDR go through, I remember in the background, all of us knew about the short fill thing. Yeah. And we were all going, shut the fuck up. I remember watching the groups I ran and deleting posts in case we'd got somebody in from somewhere. Because they only needed to change one line for the TPDR to be fucked. But we were all going, yes, we've been told off. Thank you very much. Because we knew they'd have to pass it again through Parliament, which they wouldn't do. and we've been safe thanks to that. But in America, it's totally different. You just add an addendum, just go, yeah, no, they found a way around it, so we're going to do this.
So what are the hobbyists doing about, like, if they want to buy a BP Mods Insider and things like that?
If they
Hardware's not so bad, is
they're
it?
buying it. There's a million different attempts. So you can buy it from, say, a Canadian shop or European shop,
Yeah, you ship
and
it in.
hope it gets to your house.
Right.
You know, hope
we
they
can
don't put anything obvious on the shipping that gives it
Yeah.
away, and it gets through. Or they can ask a vape shop to try and get their hands on it, and then go to the vape shop and buy it.
Yeah, because we've got POs going to Vaping Art in the States.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it's just
To put this chart in
So
perspective, though, 18 mg, so completely legitimate amount, not like a bottle for DIY concentrate mixing. 18 mg, 1,000 milliliters. So that
Litre.
much of 18 mg, which you could vape, not like super strong.
yeah,
That's $1,000 in tax.
holy shit!
$1,000.
And if you were getting the same quantity in 100 milligrams, so you were going to use it to mix with, it would be $5,500 in tax.
I mean,
It's broken, isn't it? You're trying to kill people. I mean, when you get to this level, you're literally trying to kill smokers. You like cancer. I don't know what the fuck you're doing.
you're also creating a bit of a. I mean, what's the black market on growing Nick going to be?
Yeah, because you just drive it out of tobacco.
I mean, per milligram or milliliter, they're putting an incredible value on this now.
Yeah.
You know, it's like oil and rapeseed and, you know, things, poppy seed, you know, things we get to this level of
Yeah, because don't
price
forget
per
100
quantity.
And the other thing is 100 milligram isn't pure nicotine at all.
No,
You can get
no.
1,000 milligram nicotine. Fuck knows. Don't tell the tax office in America that. You can get 1,000 milligram nicotine. No, that would be. People are going to start vaping fertilizer, aren't they? Or
Land of the
insecticide.
free, land of the free.
It's a fucking crazy thing.
Yeah, it's very interesting. See what happens with it.
Yeah, absolutely. Right, let's go to Nottingham. Is it Nottingham? Where's Cherwell? I
What's
don't
the
even know.
publication?
It is The Guardian, but it is the Banbury Guardian, obviously. Everybody knows that. Guardian. Hundreds of illegal disposable e-cigarettes seized from stores across the Cherwell area. Residents who vaped are being warned about the dangers of illegal disposable e-cigarettes after hundreds of such products were found and seized in 13 stores across the Cherwell area. This all gets blown out of proportion. I'll tell you what it is in a second.
What's illegal about them?
50 milligram. Because you can get the elf sticks and the other one straight from China, 50 milligram, because they're sold 50 milligram in other countries, but our legal limit's 20, and they're going around. But they're acting like they've just smashed the cartel, or that people are like vaping petrol, or like juice out of a bin. It's 50 milligram.
It's very irresponsible, though.
So there's 50 milligram in this.
Yeah, but it's
Yeah, but-
very foolish of a vape shop to stock it.
It is because it's illegal. Yeah, we don't. We don't sell it.
Our
because-
rules aren't that bad.
No, exactly. It's just, and they knew it was coming. And the other thing is, if there's a vape shop down the road who's got the 20s in, who do you think reported you? Them. Because they would. Because they're going to sell less. So it's a really.
I
and
bet
the
the
other
50s
thing,
are amazing.
you're only making 50% margin on it as well. So it's pointless. So they didn't make any profit because the fine's like $6,000. Something stupid.
Do it under the counter.
Like,
Have you
see,
got any of
I've
them
got-
elf sticks?
I can order. You can order 50 milligram for yourself for self-consumption from any other country. So I'm going to order a few for like when I can fucking leave the country for airports. 50 milligram, awesome. That'd be great
What do you mean? How can you legitimately get them?
because you're not buying them in this country. If they ship it to you, you're not breaking the law. Is what I mean. If it's for your consumption, if they send them. It's their fault,
Right.
not yours. You
Excellent.
didn't buy it here. You
Yeah.
bought it there.
Right. Excellent. Is it
By 50
even,
milligram.
is it even illegal for them to send it?
I don't think it is.
Because it's a UK law, isn't it?
Well, I buy 100.
If it was anywhere else in the EU, though.
I can buy nicotine outside of the EU and get it shipped to the UK, which I've done.
Yeah,
Not for sale, for me.
I need some Nick.
Yeah, you can get it shipped to you. Don't ever. This is a real piece of advice. If a dickhead in the UK is selling decent nick to DIY with, and it says on there, all you've got to do is register a company, and your mate's told you to type in, just make it up, John's a Cool Dude Limited. Don't do that. That's fraud. If you don't have to do that and they send it to you, they're breaking the law. Knock yourself out. Who cares? They can go to jail. But you don't. Don't put a fucking company name in because your mate told you to.
Right.
It's fraud.
So,
It's
so
really
there's been a big hoo-ha and they've had their stuff confiscated, presumably.
Yeah, which everybody... I'd heard...
What other punishment has the shop received?
It's one of those and/or things. You can either get £10,000 fine or 6 months in jail. It's the same as like any licensing.
Tricky. I'd have to do the
10,000. It's not up to you. It's the magistrate.
Right.
They'll give you the fine most of the time because it's too expensive to send you to jail.
Yeah, but I'd lose too much earnings.
Well, exactly. Well, you wouldn't need more because your vape shop's fucked because you've given away all your stocks.
No, I don't work in a vape shop.
I know, but why are you selling 50 milligram vape pens?
Just at work. Okay.
Just sell them. Do the northern thing. I only heard about that.
Yeah, that's all good though. I don't have a problem with that, you know. Fuck them. Shouldn't be selling them.
I heard how the pie, this just in Twitch, I don't know, very quick. That I heard about the pie thing started about Wigan. I always wonder why everybody, because my mum's from Wigan. So what the fuck is this pie thing?
What pie?
And I found out what it was about. You know, like if you mention like Wigan, people say, "Oh, pies and Piccadilly and stuff like that."
Oh, do they?
The pie thing is because it used to be licensing hours used to be about 9 o'clock for some places, unless you serve food. So with every pie, you got a free beer. So people used to be in the pub, like in the nightclub or club, and they'd ask for a steak kidney pie and a pint of Guinness. They never ate the pie; they just put it on the side. There'd be one fat guy eating all the pies. That was his job. He ate all the pies, and then there was a song.
I haven't heard this because I haven't heard this at all.
Yeah,
I thought Wigan was just famous for beautiful women in rugby league.
You're not seen my mum.
What position did your mum play?
Hooker, which was coincidental, really.
Yeah. No, I didn't know that. Everywhere's associated with pies around here.
Yes, true. Once you get anywhere north of Watford Gap, it's like pies. All right, calm down. Next one's the mirror. Just the end of this. Oh, we've done this. We touched on this before, but they're showing off again. UK county to become the first to ban outdoor smoking.
Oh, aye.
The plans are set to be put in place by 2025 and will include incentives
What
such
does
as...
that leave a smoker with?
Why do it? I don't smoke, but I don't see why people can't smoke outside. I find it's fucking ridiculous. That's ridiculous. Well, I see people walk down the road smoking a joint if they're in the mood for it. But I don't care.
You have to go
It's not
home for a
smoking.
cigarette.
Yeah, but fuck, it's so... That's like... Do you remember being at school? We used to hide down an alley and smoke fags. Is this going to be adults down alleys going like, fucking hell? I hope I don't get caught. Why? Why can't people... I remember some fucking NIMBY. We were in a pub a little while ago, and there was a couple smoking and having a drink on the table. And then the woman went inside to speak to the landlord and said, could they ask them to stop smoking? In the world! Yeah, what? Move! Fuck off. It's ridiculous. I think that's fucking stupid. I don't smoke. I haven't smoked for nearly a decade. I don't care if someone wants a fag and you're outside, have a fag. I don't care. None of my fucking...
I don't care.
None of my business. That's such a pathetic
I'm surprised
thing
that's happening.
Yeah, anyway, that's Oxfordshire. They're going to put it in by 2025. The council hope to put in place their own goals to reduce smoking, bringing the percentage of teenagers who smoke down to 3%. By how? And decreasing smoking among manual workers to 10%. What? They also aim to reduce the amount of smokers with mental illness to under 20% and pregnant smokers to below 4%. Well, there's some knob that sat in the office just saying figures. That's just absolutely stupid. I mean, for fuck's sake.
Well,
They're really looking for manual workers who've
They,
got mental health illnesses and are pregnant. Stop, smoke less. I don't know. I just find that fucking stupid. Well, most of the people in the chat don't smoke. I'm just going to ask, just to ask, does anybody care about smokers? I just don't care.
no.
I used to fucking,
I feel
when
sorry,
as a
sorry for
smoker,
them.
I used to hate as a smoker, the thing that would make me smoke more is someone whining at me for smoking. I would think, fuck you.
I was always very careful.
Well, yeah.
You know, that it wasn't annoying people. And
Yeah, I wouldn't be in someone's face, or like if you were in a restaurant when you could smoke. If someone was eating, I wouldn't light a faggot down next to me. So,
It's the same. You have conscientious smokers and conscientious vapors,
Yeah.
and the other end of the spectrum as well. You know, some fanny walking down the high street at 100 watts with his Crown 4 or something like that.
or arguing
I
the
do
toss
like
in
watching
Martin
people try and
McColl's.
avoid it though.
Yeah,
People go like,
as it goes.
like
Don't get custard on
like
you.
it's just like little knives coming up.
Especially during COVID as well, if there was a cloud, because they saw it coming down the road. Because sometimes it was a cold day, even if it's a small, they'd be like, "It's COVID in a cloud." No, it's not. It's fine. Don't worry about
Well, it might be.
it. Not a breath particle at 20 feet. You'll be all right.
Okay, that's all we've got time for on the news, John.
That is it.
Yes, we need to ask Mark about his brand new release.
Bang.
Yeah,
Yes, we need to know about this. It's out. It's now out, isn't it? It's available in a wide variety of stores.
It's currently in Croatia and will be winging its way to the stores.
Because there's a few.
No.
I've seen a few pre-orders.
Yeah, there's some places quite. I've got to watch what I say here because I don't like pre-orders, but I know that Van and Dale have been doing pre-orders and Steam Island have been doing pre-orders as well. But yeah, it's next week. It'll be
How are we supposed to say it? People keep asking me.
Mark Todd.
Kyo.
Kyo.
Yeah.
Because it's got one of those posh things on the top of the E.
Yeah, the thing you can never find in your keyboard.
Umlaut. Is that the fucker?
I don't know.
So, yeah, it's
This
Yeah.
is your
So it's the-
new
so it's the
atomizer
Kia.
for the uninformed. Though,
Kia.
this is the new atomizer for the billet box, or for the many varied
it fits his
versions.
various devices. There it is.
that.
Yes.
With
What-
a screaming chicken on the front, no less.
Yep.
Very good.
Iconic
Very good.
logo, and it's basically. I've heard you say that you've tried to create the same vape as the Ha
Yes.
in AIO atomizer form.
Yeah.
So so people should expect a similar draw, similar sort
Yes.
of. Yeah.
Yeah.
Very
It's-
cool.
The two things we wanted the 510 to be threaded, so that you didn't have to fuck about trying to find an adapter or anything.
Yeah, that's very clever. I'm surprised more people haven't done that.
And strangely enough, front airflow rather than the usual billet borrow tank under air. So we went for that as well.
Does
which
that
was-
cause any issues though? If
Can you swap and stuff like you can with the aliens? You can go like so the air goes out one way.
No, because you don't have to. Because
There's enough air coming in by the sides.
the bottom, see it fills. It's just empty at the bottom there. You
Right.
can condensation plug if you want.
Oh, I see what you mean. So you kind of yeah. Got you.
And the condensation plug is shaped so that it draws air from the side,
Right.
or it can take it from the front. So,
It's pretty cool.
and it comes with a condensation plug as well.
Fucking hell, he's hit it. I like the fact you've done that because it's annoying as shit not to get it.
So, well,
And you do get those people. Simon Sawyer, you'll never watch this, but if you do, he's broken. He's sent his billet box back 5 times through purging before he takes the drag, which I'm not even going to do on mine because it's the stupidest shit to do. So before you take a drag, go. He goes, "Why, mate?"
I must confess that I'm bad for that with billet boxes as well. And when we were doing the prototyping, we were purposely, I was purging and vaping.
You would do it
as I would with an RTA to see if I had any issues, and yeah.
Very nice.
It used to be a killer on the. I think he used the bridge, the original bridges with the old, with the original tanks.
Yeah.
And it used to get in on this screen seal at the top, and then you can tell because there's always a dot on this side from. There you go. Just had Nick. Just there. It's my face. I don't know. There's a hole there, but it would you'd see a condensation on the inside of the faceplate, and you'd know you'd been doing it.
Yeah.
But yeah, 5 times it went back.
What are the questions that everyone's asking you, constantly asking you? Obviously, when is it coming out?
What are your air intake? What are the air intake options? That's what the people.
No, but because it's similar to the heart, so it's that restricted direct along. Right.
No, but I want to hear the mils. Mark knows the mils.
Yeah, what's the capacity?
I can't remember. I think it's 3 times 0.8 or 0.6, something like that.
What's the capacity?
4 mil.
Nice.
Why is it matte? Why is it? Why is that sort of matte? Why that matte finish?
The media blasting.
Yeah.
That's actually for a Van and Dell thing. That's something they've always pretty much done with their gear.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like because it's a Van and Dell and MT Essentials product.
Yeah.
So,
Johann's knocked it out of the park. He says you don't even need a billet box. You screw it on the top of the mod. Bang. It's got a 510.
That's true, actually.
Strangely enough, that was the top prototypes we had. There was we were all vaping them on normal mods because they wouldn't fit in a billet box. We got the size wrong.
That's what I did. But no, because you had the prototype that I did for the Alien, didn't you?
Yes.
And it had this problem where it seesawed the door. And I've got this OCD thing where it seesawed the door and it's doing my fucking head in. So I had it on top of a mod with the adapter. Because John was going, "Why have you got it like that?" And I was like, it doesn't fit. And he said, "No, I know there's some size issues." And I was like, "Yeah, I can't have the door seesawing." I was just fucking going mental. Every time I picked it up, it clicked. No, it can't happen.
Have you, again, I'm just going through the dumb questions that everyone's going to be asking. Have you tried it with the affordable Aspire billet box alike device?
Yes.
Yes.
Tried it in billet box, Delro, the box. And all the other ones, the airflow it works with the airflow.
Because I guess there'll be quite a few people wanting this, but on an affordable level. So the box is perfect for that, isn't it? The Aspire one.
The main one, the one that gives the biggest issues is the billet box because it's a metal box, and there's a lot of 316 stainless steel in the keel. So the main concern we had was condensation. Just with the heat transfer and so on. But
has it been a harder process than the tank? Because there's all these compatibility issues, isn't it? You build a tank, it's a tank.
Yeah, I mean that's been 8 months now since we started, which I think was longer than it took us with the tank. Yeah, pretty sure that's longer than it took us with the HAR, but. It's been there because the first one we had the design we didn't work out as we'd hoped, so we had to go down a different route. But it's a scarier one. I don't know why. I think it's because there's so many. I mean, that's the thing. The BP Insider and the Cubics and
super
there's
competitive
so much.
now.
Well, and the other, I'm sure, Mark, this must have come into your head at some point. In the nicest way, you are one of the pickiest fuckers with borrowed tank atomizers yourself. So the idea that you hadn't ironed the things out must have played on your mind somewhat, because you thought, if I had this and somebody sent it to me and this wasn't quite, I would say something.
there's always the
because there's not many reviewers who review billet box atomizers because,
Until they
borrow
start getting
atomizers.
more affordable, yeah.
Yeah, but even then, people don't do it because you had to, especially more back in the day. If there's a way of building, because because once it's in, once the tank's on, I know now you can take I know you can take the deck off and stuff, but it was so much of a thing that it was trapped in a fucking tank of liquid, and so you had to get it right because it would auto siphon. If you fucked it, it would auto siphon or you'd dry it, and it was a pain in the arse. And so I think that for me, when you say it works, your word means more than most reviewers because I know they don't know what the fuck they're about when it comes to a billet box type design, because they might have picked it up to do that review, but they wouldn't ever pick it up. Where you've got how many devices with a borrow tank inside, or that I'm going to keep calling it that because I don't know how else to refer to it.
The thing is that on one hand, I don't have an issue with this going to market now, and I know Sasha and Vanya are the same, and we're quite proud of what we've done. But the other end of the scale, and anybody can tell you this, I mean, you guys know this, and most of the people watching this knows that there comes a point where you can only retweak it so many times. You can only afford to spend so much to get it to a certain point, and there just comes a point where you have to put it to market, and it may not be that 100% perfect as you want it, but then if it was 100% perfect, you would never make anything again.
Yeah.
No, and nothing would ever sell. Do you know what? I went through all that fanning and fucking about with you've got to build it for this, you've got to build it for that. The clear issue with all billets mainly is this: you can't see the fucking tank, which is why you have to build it. Why you have to obsess with how it's built or how you do stuff, because most of the time it's not there.
Yeah.
Unlike another tank where you go, fucking hell, I didn't see a bubble, or this didn't do that, or you don't get to do that.
I think that changes the requirements as well, because it has to be of the two things, vape quality and consistency. On a device like this, the consistency is actually more important than the mind-blowing vape, because it's got to go in this little thing that you can't see. It has to just work. It has to go in your pocket because it's meant to be an out and about thing.
Yeah.
So I get what you're saying. So is this the nice bit now then? It's all done, and you're just waiting to see what people.
Oh
think?
no! Now it's the shitty bit, because now he's going to get 1,000 dumb questions, because that is what you always get.
I mean, Richard. I mean, you've been here.
But I didn't like the waiting. I didn't like the waiting for the next design version. Like to get a go on it.
I mean, this is the bit where, I mean, I'm quite at this point. This is because I don't have anything really to do with the money business side of it as such. I can just step back and point everybody to Sasha, which is excellent, because fuck him, I've had to put up with him for 8 months, calling me a prick.
That was Andy Fairchild did just ask how many times has Sasha shouted during the process.
Sasha doesn't shout at you, which makes it even more infuriating. He just laughs at you.
You can't even argue with a twat though. Like when you have an argument with,
it doesn't matter how serious you are about the design of something, how concerned you are. Don't worry, it'll be fine. And
he sent me messages before, like when we've had an argument about something, because Sasha's got this thing about fucking masks. Seriously, Sasha, wear a mask round your fucking head all day, every day, forever, made of Teflon. Couldn't give a shit. But if you ever write anything on social media, he'd just chump up, and then you'd have like a little argument with him, and then he'd nearly always send you a message like afterwards, like if he thought he'd fucked you off, just going, I don't really care. And it was like, no, I understand that, because it just would drive me. I love that function, hide comment, my favorite function on Facebook. Sasha's commented hide. Done. I can answer him. No one else can fucking entertain it, so I don't have to fucking deal with this shit.
He said to me 2.5 years ago when we were pished and when this whole empty essentials thing's kicked off, and I agreed to do it. He said, "This is going to be fun." He says, "If you're not having fun, no point in doing it." And that is his mantra, if you like. That's been it the whole way. And it doesn't matter how serious I try to take things, he just won't let you.
Right. So, to summarise, there's the MT Essentials Facebook group, isn't there?
Yes.
Is that the best place for all the info, really?
Or if you want to take the piss out of anybody as well, or get information on where it's for, or you can go along to the Van and Dell website as well.
Van and Dell website as well. And where's it? Which vendors have you got in the UK?
It will be Steam Island
Steam
and
Island.
the Ginger and the Grease Monkey.
Vapor Bay. Right,
Yeah.
Vapor Bay. Vapor Bay and Steam Island. And are you going to do something after this?
Yeah, we'll
Is something already in the pipeline already?
No, what once we get this laid to bed type thing,
Mhm.
and then it looks after itself, then it'll be another
On to the next thing.
8 months before you see anything else.
Fantastic. Excellent. Brilliant. You need to make the ultimate sub tank next. A sub tank that's really good vape. Or anything you want. That's really good. That's really exciting.
We're going to wait for the mod next. The Mark Todd mod. The Mark Todd mod. Done. I've named it. I'll get
I'd
free
love
one.
that.
Mod Todd.
The mod Todd.
Love to do a mod. Love to do an Art Deco mod. That's my.
It's like we talked about this the other week. What was
Like
the
this?
Art Deco mod? No. What was the
it doesn't look the same, but because it's that sort of stained fridge colour.
Mark
Yeah.
will know. What was the Art Deco mod that I'm thinking of? 18500.
I always think of the half.
A half as good. Yeah, that's good Art Deco. Somebody give me
Oh,
this.
yeah.
It's stainless steel. It was an Art Deco. There was a shit because it didn't sit on one end because it was fell over. It was like an Odeon pillar kind of Art Deco. With the extension on it, always fell over. You can
Zenith.
extend it. The Zenith.
Zen, yeah.
Zen
It is
NDM.
probably the Zen is probably the most beautiful mod ever made. Didn't fucking work, but it was very, very pretty. The voltage drop across the threads was off the chart. I remember it. I waited for so long to get one. I was like, oh my god, I finally got one. It was shit.
I really liked his business model. You know, when they came out with the clone, he was, don't worry, guys. If you've bought a clone, send it to me, and I'll put a proper DNA board in it for you. So he was still making money off people that bought the clones,
Yeah.
which I thought was really clever.
Yeah. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
a character, wasn't
It was a character Zen. Don't really know what happened to him.
It's Vape Master
It's time.
It's 8 minutes past 10. It is time for Vape Master. Have you been
Always.
following this season of
Of
Vape
course,
Master?
he's recorded them all. He's got
Wow.
them on DVD.
It takes me 10 minutes to remember my name.
I think you're gonna smash it.
I'll have you, hand on heart, this is the kiss of death. I usually get about 4 every
Excellent.
week.
If you got 4, I'm gonna pull up the leaderboard.
You would take it.
If you got
But that's
2,
just to say that I know
4,
I get nothing
Right.
when I'm on the spot.
if you get 4, you're top. But it is different under the lights.
Oh yeah,
We have to give the same tips now to everybody. If you definitely don't know it, just pass.
No.
If you, oh no, just punt it.
Yeah.
Just say whatever.
Yeah.
Have a punt at the question, but don't fuck about. Is the real skill to it? We think we don't know because no one's got more than 2.
3.
You haven't got any friends. That's why we picked you.
Yeah, so you've got 1 minute. You've got one. Wait, I need to pull up my stopwatch. We've got 1 minute to answer as many questions on vaping as you can, and then you will join the illustrious leaderboard. The current top is Shrek Vape Reviews SVR, who is sitting pretty on 3.
Yes.
Are you happy with the rules? Fuck it, yeah.
Yeah, fuck it.
Okay,
Don't say
let's
that
go.
on Mastermind. did they? Right, okay. And remember to play along in chat. And as soon as it's finished, we want to know. You put your scores. How many you got? Unless you're waiting for the answers.
I've got to
If you
turn
know,
off
you
my
know. If you know, when you know how many you've got, tell us in chat.
I've just had to turn off my mobile data and wireless because I keep getting notifications to keep covering the questions. It's not good. Right, but I'm ready.
But you've got it. You ready? 'Cause you're
Yeah,
doing
am I
the
going
one.
first? Okay.
Okay. Go.
What is the name of the Vape Expo in Dubai?
The one that Chris is going to and Ira's going to, and I read a post and I commented on it and I can't remember. Next.
What is the name of Philip Morris's heat not burn device?
The ICOS.
Who made the Pylon box mod?
Limelight.
Where is VapeCon held?
VapeCon. America?
Riot Squad uses bottles that are often in what shape?
Pass.
What does NNA stand for?
New Nicotine Alliance.
What is the name of Watofo's new squonker?
Don't know.
Who made the Caliban and the Cocoa?
Pass.
What was the max wattage of the SMY God mod?
220.
What is the name of TVP's new weekly live show?
Sucks dick.
What flavour is Doozy
Start till
by
you finish.
Big Drip?
Could you repeat the question, please?
What flavour is Doozy by Big Drip?
Custard donut.
Oh, right, okay. Right. We're going to have to go through this one by one. The Vape Expo in Dubai is the World Vape Show.
I was looking at the post yesterday.
Yeah, it looks quite good, but you didn't get that one. You did get ICOS.
Yes.
You did get the Pylon.
Yes.
Vape, so that's 2. VapeCon is held in South Africa.
I was supposed to go to that, but I went to a stupid fucking meeting in the middle of England instead.
Idiot.
Bogan and Grim went to that one. It looked very, very pretty. Although the one you went to looked great.
Amazing.
The Riot
Ubel.
Squad juice
Ubel.
bottles.
Was it Ubel for the Caliban?
It was, yeah. It was, yeah. Riot Squad juice bottles are often in what shape?
You know this. Bullets.
Yeah, they're in the shape of a big bullet. What's interesting about that is they are the people that I've heard haven't been refused by the process. You know, the
That's
American...
amazing.
Yeah, one of the ones that have got through have bullet-shaped
shape.
bottles, which is amazing.
It really... Sorry.
You got the next one, NNA, New Nicotine Alliance.
What have they done for us?
What is the name of Watofo's new squonker? Profile squonk mod.
Yeah, so is that another Mr. Just Right 1 type thing?
Yeah.
Or-
Who made the Caliban and the Cocoa? You were right. You were right after the clock finished. So what have you got so far?
3.
3. What was the max wattage of the SMY God mod? Do you remember the God mod? Does anyone remember it, or is it just me?
I do remember the God mods.
It was
yeah,
180 watts, and it was mind blowing at the time.
Ridiculous. You could start a car with that. I remember people used to say.
Yes. Well, because the really popular one at the time was the Sigelli 100, and then they went 180, and everyone went, what?
Yeah. What's better? 100, 180. 180, it's a bigger number.
What is the name of TVP's new live show? It's an Englishman and an Irishman, and it's on Thursday nights. Check it out. And what is Doozy by Big Drip? It is Blue Raspberry.
I never would have known that.
It's one of the most popular juices in the UK right now.
So 3 we got one.
Not in our scene.
No. He's got 3.
You go joint top of the whole thing.
Joint top's pretty good. He's in number 1 position.
I'll take that.
Although, just to piss on your chips, several people in chat are saying they also got 3. But we didn't have them on camera.
The level of intelligence of people that watch this show.
Mark Hawes got 5 points. Mark Hawes probably did get 5 points because he's very on point, isn't he, these days?
Yeah.
With stuff. He's got his nose.
I think
to
we
the
should
ground.
get Mark's local. I think we should get him on just for the quiz as well.
Yeah.
I think he'd love it.
We should just have loads of people on for the quiz.
Well, Mark runs a vape shop down the road, doesn't he? He'd be good, I reckon. We always send each other's way. This is how good we are at competition.
3 is a very good score, Mark.
Very good score.
Stuart, you got 4. I got 4. He got 3. He's put. Rufus got 5 as well. Keith got 4. So that's high score. It's a high scoring week. But yeah, you did really well. Really good.
Now you just sound like being condescending.
Well, we
Yeah.
haven't
Yeah.
played it. We haven't played it though.
No, it's true.
It's. I genuinely don't know. I think I would get flustered.
I think I'd be shit. Well, I gave the questions to Mrs. John once, and she asked me questions, and at the end, she got through. Like you did really well with getting through the questions as well. I got through 6, 7, or something like that, and I got 2, something like that, and she was really shitty about it, like really not nice as a quiz master. Got to the end, and she went, "What do you do for a living
I
again?"
don't know anything.
And I was like, "All right, calm down. How many did you get?" Fuck you.
Yeah. Oh,
Anyway.
Riyadh's not happy. Although Riyadh would have got a lot more points if he'd have tried to answer the questions. So it's a bit late now, Rick.
Yeah,
It's a bit late piping up now, Rick.
Yeah, I do feel you weren't overly enamoured with the quiz.
I don't know if
process.
you'd have got your own date of birth
I think the
correct.
fact that Riyadh didn't actually realise that he was on the vape show and it was live and he
Yeah.
wasn't just watching it. You know, that was
Yeah,
a
you
big
thought we were
problem.
just having a chat.
Brad
Why are they
did that
asking me all these questions?
Brad did that for 3 years. It's fine.
Yeah, that's true. That is true, actually.
How is Brad? How's he doing?
He's really well,
really
actually.
well, really well. He's got a
Yeah.
swish new job.
Oh,
Let's
cool.
get a Swiss new job. Yeah. We all because we all still like nothing's ever changed in the crew chat, so we all talk like we all still do the show. So it doesn't really make any difference because we all still chat anyway. Because he's living down in Folkestone, he got out of London, and he did had a really shitty like COVID just knocked a ball through everybody,
Yeah.
and he moved right in the middle of it. He moved in it, and then for a little while he lived with his parents, which everybody thinks is a great idea, and anyone who's ever done it was going,
You
I
can't
was
move,
saying
you
to-
can't move back in.
don't do that. And he did it. They managed it for about a month. They're like, fuck it. Free childcare, it's not worth it. Forget it. And then they moved, mid-pandemic. Good on them. We need to see some new stuff.
Yep. So have you guys got the feed up?
I'll bring it up now. Not that professional.
I'm just arguing with Riyadh on chat. Right. Okay. So I'm gonna pull it up now. Tell me when you can see it. It's good.
I can
that
see
we've got
you.
this one. We've got this one first because Mark has already shown it us in the show at the beginning and had checks. The Arbiter 2 from Oxford. Oxford went a little bit quiet, so I knew they must have been up to something. And the first one was very popular, wasn't it? So
Yes.
this second one probably do all right. And you've said, Mark, it is improved. It's a nice deck.
It's very easy to put. I managed to put a build in today.
It looks so much better without the bubble tank on.
Yeah, they always do though, don't they?
Yeah.
It really does. I know, but the thing is, though, but then I do agree with the, like, I prefer the more capacity thing. So it's
Especially
like,
at that wattage, because that was your big caveat, wasn't it, Mark? It needs some wattage through it.
You need to put power through. I mean, you look at the bore going down the 810, and it's just
fuck, it's huge, isn't it?
You
You can walk
must-
through the airflow. It's fucking huge.
Yeah, so that's the new Arbiter. Probably, I reckon some people in our
Yeah.
chat will probably end up getting one of these.
Riyadh's taking it really well. Fuck you and your shitty quiz.
Yeah. He's welcome back on to do it properly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we've got an official, proper, actual teaser. Haven't seen one of these for a little bit. iJoy are teasing a new thing. I don't know if you're getting this, Mark. But this is
no,
the...
not iJoy.
Yeah, I
Really
didn't. I stopped getting things from them as well. It's the iJoy comma. Can you see the teaser pic?
Yeah.
So it's got
It's
a
very
flasky.
It's very
Yeah.
I would say Danny-esque. I would say.
Yes,
yes,
but
yeah,
more so.
yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't. I think they're playing fast and loose by saying that's a comma, and it's the wrong way round as well.
What was it?
So it's not a comma.
6 and 9 was it, or whatever? You can't
Yeah,
You've got to assume it's an AIO from that picture.
yeah, I do. I don't. Well, yeah, it's nice to see him doing something, but
It's nice to see him doing something, yeah, 'cause it's been a while. And
I would have turned it upside down for the picture if you're going to call it a comma.
I guess,
not a comma.
well, they don't know why it's called that, do they? They just work there. But But yeah, I am semi curious to see what that ends up looking like because I don't mind that shape at all.
Yeah,
we'll see,
they're
we'll see.
comfortable.
Yeah,
Especially if you've got this. I wonder if it's a thumb fire and
yeah.
and,
Fire button placement is massive.
yeah.
It'd be good to see if that's an AIO though. I'd be really happy to see China start moving towards something like that rather than the pod shit that they keep coming out with.
True. E-Leaf, who have dropped off the face of the earth. Back when I used to review stuff, E-Leaf used to bring out a product every fortnight without fail. I stick this, I stick that. Milo tanks, Milo 1, Milo 2, Milo 3 and 4. They were constant. They've disappeared for the last 9-10 months and not done anything. They brought out that cheeky new iStick, and now they've brought this out. This is the iSolo S, and it's just a pretty basic mod by the looks of it. But it does come with 2 tank options. You can have the GTL pod tank or the GX tank. Now the GX tank is a basic sub tank. The other one is, I'll just very quickly do this. The other one's
I will say
the other one is one of these. You know, the old, pod in a thing.
You have to mention that is all kinds of fugly all over the place.
It's
Nothing is attractive in that picture. The mod doesn't go
only a
with
mother could love that looks wise.
They are fuck ugly, both of them. They're both on the wrong type of device. They look fucking mental.
I just think it's minging. And what it is it's trying to tick too many boxes. Like, we want a big tank. Everyone's doing big tanks. Oh, right, okay. But we want a small mod. Everyone's doing small mods. Okay, yeah. And this is what you end up with. And it's like, well, no.
It's funny because your eye's drawn to the big tank and you go, nah, you want a smaller tank. And then you look over to the left and go, not that.
And it's going to be 60, 70 watts and it's going to be a single cell and it's going to last half an hour.
Yeah. So good. Anyway, they were pioneers. They really were. I mean, they were shitheads at the beginning, cloning stuff, but then they stopped doing that.
And they were all right back in the day, They do some good stuff.
Marcus Smug. We kept telling people I remember back in the day, everyone was saying clones are going to take over. Tried to explain what the fuck are you going to clone when they're not there. Don't be stupid. It's just going to move to them making their own shit. No, it won't. Especially with a weird Scottish accent with glasses. If you live with your mum, you sounded like that. And then we said that won't happen. Turns out we were right.
Oh, that's a little
I'm not talking
spike
about anybody
on that
first.
exact moment of this video, views wise. Right, this is the new affordable. This picture is from Dan Vape, but forget that. The actual device you're looking at is a see-through version of the Lost Vape Quest Thelma. So there was already a Thelma from Lost Vape. This is now the affordable version.
I will say, as Delamitri once said, it's all the needle returns to the start of the song, and it all begins to go on before. That is
talk about that instead.
That's a C frame.
Yeah, it's a C frame. It is. It's a C frame. It's a popular device in its own right. This is now the new affordable version. I don't believe it's a dual parallel, so I think the person that took the picture doesn't vape.
Okay.
So don't be thrown by that.
Well, look at the battery configuration there.
Well, exactly. I don't think that's a thing.
No.
I'm 99% sure it's a dual 8650 in series.
Yeah.
But it's if you liked the Thelma, if you saw the Thelma when it came out, and you really wanted it, but it's too expensive, this is the affordable version, and it's coming out now.
We all sing along as before.
This one we didn't show a picture of for some reason. But it's the Aegis Mini 2. We never showed an actual picture
really?
of it. Yeah, Aegis Mini 2, and that'll be a fine thing.
Really popular in shops, like Aegis.
Yeah,
They are really
I don't
popular.
know which battery it is.
See, that's not bad, is it?
18, but
All right, I think that's 18650. I think it's 21.
yeah, that will be exactly what it says it's going to be, and it'll be solid.
I reviewed that already.
Yeah, the Mini 2. I presume it was all right, wasn't it? Was it all right? You got it?
I don't know if he's just got sciatica or he's trying to find it.
Oh,
Hey.
Yes.
They're pretty solid, aren't they?
yeah, one's an internal battery, and the other one's 18650.
Yeah.
They're all right. They're all right.
It's good that they have both options available, I guess. I would always go for the separate battery, though. This one, I
but
don't.
some people like. I've got our postmaster. I give him mods that I don't want anymore, and if he breaks one, I give him a mod. He really likes internal batteries. Like,
Oh yeah,
he's
if
got
you do, you
internal
do.
battery.
If you do,
He loves them. I gave him that Innokin you gave me. He was chuffed to bits. He gave me my post for free the other day. I went in there. I was trying to fill it in, and he went, "Oh, don't worry about it." He's from Cornwall, and he just said,
Very
Sorry.
good. This one isn't. I don't know anything. I don't know if this is a new thing. I've never seen this mech before in my life, and I think it looks pretty funky. So this is literally an appeal. Anyone watching this on replay wants to put in the comments.
what is it?
What is
Like
this
a
mod?
side
Or anyone in
fire?
chat who knows what it is. What is this mod?
"Side fire kind of thing." He's got it.
I knew it. Is that it? Is that the same one? But just
That is it.
tarted up.
It's by Method Mods.
Get that.
And I've also got another one coming from them tomorrow.
And is it transparent? The one that you've got coming?
The one that I've got coming is actually titanium, but it's
Ooh.
heavily enriched titanium. It's so smart.
It's stunning. I love it.
So it's a side fire mech in a tube, basically. Oh.
Yeah. It's a 21700. It's tiny.
Fucking hell! I didn't even notice. That's mad.
I think it looks cool.
That's your kind of chisel, isn't it?
He's a Spanish company,
Wow.
Spanish modder. Carlos. He's very good.
I love it. I really like that. I really
But
like that.
that little dripper is getting everywhere these days.
Oh, the nitros.
It looks
Yeah.
good on stuff, doesn't it? It makes sense. to
Who?
do it.
Someone was on the show and they had one and they said it's really solid actually.
I can't remember.
It might have been
Yep.
Sam.
Yeah, could have been.
This is the new. Speaking of eLeaf, Wismec are basically the same company, I think. They both have the same parent company or whatever. Wismec have burst into life with a new Relu. Do you remember the Relu?
Yes.
Yeah.
They've now got the Wismec Relu RXG.
I'm waiting for it. I'm excited.
18650 USB Type C. It's got AI tech,
So it's
artificial intelligence.
So it's the triple battery, the same as before.
No, they're just cashing in on the name.
Oh, so it's single.
Oh, it's got RGB. Oh.
It's a single 18650. This one.
I like the fact they think it's got AIO. Like it'll crawl to the charger and like spit its battery out into the charger.
There are some things you could do, you know, with artificial intelligence on vaping, but I bet it doesn't do those things.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's the new Relu. If you like that style, it'll be fine, I guess.
I think
don't
the
know.
thing about the Relu was it was a desk mod basically, and it was triple 18650, and it lasted.
Oh
like,
yeah, absolutely.
it was mad. And when they came out, I had both. I had the Relu and the DNA version.
I liked them. I had, as a desk mod, no issues with them.
I thought it was great. And a bit, yeah.
They had for the 510 issues though, didn't they? They had press fitted 510s or glued 510s or something.
Yeah, I've broken so many of them recently. Me at like 1 ohm coil that lasts me like a week and a half. 3 8-inches. It's great.
This is an RD8 that slipped through the net. It's kind of a
tiny.
collaboration with GM Coils and someone else, and I don't know much about it. But this is the Scion RDA, and it's a sort of goon-esque RDA. So you'll have to, if you're intrigued by that, check out GM Coils' Instagram. They've got loads of information on it. I don't know much about it myself, but it's a doody new cloudy RDA.
Oh, so we don't have no deck shot for that.
No.
No, that's a shame.
And this cheeky picture is of one of yours, Mark. It's one of your photographs, and it's the RTA you showed us right at the beginning, I think.
I thought you were going to say it's Mark in the garden. He's doing a bit of cutting the lawn.
It's the tank you showed us before with Peak, isn't it?
Yes, the Echo.
So is this coming up for
Oh.
review short term or a while?
Yeah, it should hopefully be next week.
Very cool. Very cool.
I'm
So,
intrigued.
low
I'm definitely
wattage,
intrigued.
very unique looking low wattage tank.
Does everybody else like the kind of step back to the retro? Because that reminds me of a tank like 4 years ago, and I quite like the idea of that.
I tell you what, I
Getting
don't
the
have
step back.
any problem
Because
with
they
it
work
all.
now. 4 years ago they didn't. It's piss liquid everywhere.
Yeah, I tell you what, I don't have a problem with it all. All the mod cons coming away. I don't mind not having top fill. If the
No.
vape's good, I don't mind not having
I've
top
done it
fill.
again. I've knocked my camera out. Look at that.
I don't mind not having top fill if the vape's good and all these things that we've got used to. I actually don't. I've realised I don't need with the K-Foot. So yeah, that was very interesting indeed. So stay tuned for that. Is that it, John? Have we missed anything, or is it any other business time? Or have we
I have
missed
got any
something?
other business. I'm just trying to get my camera back on, and then oh, we must. Oh, we go.
There he is. There he is.
Hello.
Hey.
I got a very shooting where I put my foot on top of the tower. I just want to say quickly that I've been going on about Cactus Punch for so long. Brexit is the biggest pain in the bunghole ever. With certain things, there's a really unique flavour in Cactus Punch that has to be there, and it's been a real pain in the arse for Mark Selby who makes it. And it should be back next week. It's had to cancel an order that's just somewhere in customs, like locked down somewhere, just because they just wouldn't release it. So that's coming again, and it's going to be here next week. I am selling 2 liquids for 5/6 off price. Sweet Pea by Coil Vapes, because Coil Vapes is gone, and that is the weirdest flavour in the world. It's sweet potato pie with marshmallows.
I like it.
coconut. It's really good. Just got to leave it for a week. I'm selling it for £1. That was £5.99. That's on justadnick.org.uk.
Is that just on its own then, not kits?
You can buy it. I've not the price of the kit to start at £5, so it ends up as £4.99. Yeah. So like the start price is a £5, and then you add Nick. So if you wanted it at 7 milligram, plus you, 3 milligram, 100 mil would cost you £8, which is mental. And I've got Epistle Carrot Cake, which is also £1. Once they've gone, they've gone.
Wow.
They've been flying out the door. Epistle Carrot Cake is the greatest carrot cake flavour that's ever been made. It does taste exactly like carrot cake. These are companies as well that have really suffered in the American flavour nightmare.
Yeah.
And they've gone. But that's there. So Coil Vapes, Sweet Pea,
Did
£1.
Did you get your hands on any of those devices?
What device?
The disposables.
Yes, they're in the shop though.
Can you get them on the website?
No, because I don't want to get into a pricing war. 'Cause everyone's got them for the same price. They're five for 20 quid.
Yeah, but next time I make an order, I'm thinking about getting one.
Talk to me. I can do that.
All right.
Yeah. They really work. I used one to see if I could cope with it, kind of thing. They work amazingly well. When they run out, they really run out. You'll know when they run out. Mine didn't run out of
first,
battery.
the juice or the battery?
The liquid went on that one first. I had, what was it? Not Coke. I had, because I bought flavours that I thought would be quite good. Heroin flavour, that was the one. I had, I can't remember. Oh, grape, because I don't really do grape. American, that a candy grape flavour. And it ran out. See, when we had...
People say the flavour is amazing. Would you go as far as amazing?
There's a reason for the why. It's not the coil.
It's science, isn't it?
No.
Isn't there something added chemically?
They've over-flavoured the liquid.
Yes, that's right, yeah.
That's why they did it. Which is fine, which I totally understand. But it's just if you're going down the pub and you want something, you're not going to break it, and it's not going to break, get a disposable vape. Honestly, they're like £3.
If you know you're going on a messy sesh.
Yeah, £5 and you're done. It's a silica wick with a nichrome coil with a Carto.
If you're taking your passport and a spare pair of underpants.
But it's not noisy. It works. The flavour is great, but that's because the liquid's over-flavoured. If you put that liquid in a normal tank, it'll blow your fucking head off. it would turn your lips inside out.
Oh, we forgot to ask Mark. I knew there was something. We were supposed to ask Mark the questions from Facebook.
Oh no!
I know. Don't worry. I'm going to ask them all now. I'm going to ask them all now. Right. Instant answers.
Right.
Who invented the skip, Mark?
Bobby Moore.
When is the
That's an Alan Partridge joke. You know that, yeah.
When is the drone YouTube channel coming?
Next week.
Do you know what? I just like seeing Mark happy, so I really enjoy seeing him in the drone.
Who is their favourite device maker? Who is your favourite device maker, Mark? Should we say mainstream, just to make it less awkward?
No. I think the one I really liked over the year would be Kuro Concepts. The guy behind Kuro Concepts came out with the coiling rods at first, and then he did a mech mod as well. He was one switched on cookie, that guy, and I used to love dealing with him.
Yeah.
Used to love talk vaping about him with him. And obviously there's lots of other ones that
Fizz wants to know, why is yellow?
He's ginger. His opinion, I'm not interested in what he's asking.
Yeah. Well, I think Kevin nailed it. He said, drink more water. James Blythe, formerly of the show, has asked, I've heard that it's a bra brick moonlight. I think, is that true?
Aye, man.
Barnabas genuinely wants to know, is the next thing a mod?
Hope so.
Ooh.
I can't see it being I don't think it'll be a dripper, because that's Van and Dale's territory, to be honest.
Yeah.
So yeah, it would probably be a mod. I think that's what the three of us want to do next.
Wow, that's awesome.
You're wicked.
That's
But
cool.
then we'll just fall out over whether it should be regulated, whether should it be a squonker, or we'll just fall out.
Yeah, you never say.
Nice.
Yeah, you can't say for sure, but that's cool. Very cool. Colin didn't have a question, but he just sends his love.
Ah, the
What's
coal
what you
star.
are?
The
One of the
Albinator.
nicest old people I actually know.
Yeah, and has he still got that Saab?
Yeah.
Yeah, he
He's
has.
going to watch this tomorrow. I love you, Colin. I think you're fucking awesome. I'm
yeah,
not
he's
part of that
great,
gang
but-
of meanies.
I think he should
That man
buy
of his age
a tow
has
truck.
has chipped his Saab to improve its performance. I think that's amazing. And
He's thinking Colin's the only, the lockdown. For like
You could
6
take off the
months,
front bumper to improve the performance.
the only person I saw, including my family, who I didn't see, the only person I saw between last April and last November was Colin. That was it. I don't regret it. It was worth it. It's fine.
Colin,
love
this
you,
is
Colin. Don't forget to smash that like button,
brilliant.
Colin.
We'll
'Cause,
notice.
yeah, I've got your analytics. Thank you very much for watching, everyone. Thanks to Mark for coming on.
Thank you so much, Mark.
Don't forget to
Thank
check
you
out
very
the
much for having me.
MT Essentials Facebook group. That's where all this exciting new stuff goes down. And the Van and Dell website, of course.
Just go and buy any old bollocks from www.justednick.org.
And go on Just Add Nick as well, of course. Cactus coming very soon. Thanks for watching.
It really is.
I'll see you again soon.